So one thing that Blizzard Entertainment does that's unique in the games industry is the fact that they hold their own convention every year based around their games. This convention is one you've likely heard of. It's called BlizzCon. BlizzCon is a place where Blizzard diehard fans can collectively nerd out over their favorite games and get hyped to new release announcements live from a giant stage. And throughout the years there have been some pretty ridiculous moments that have been recorded from BlizzCon events, and some of these moments would make themselves right at home at your local cringe compilation.
Oh, hello. What's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel, where are you from?
Arizona.
Leave me when I'm at my work.
Today we're going to be talking about a legendary figure that was birthed directly from BlizzCon, the red shirt guy. Wait, no, not that red shirt guy, the one from 2010. This is the legend of a kid who dared to step in line at a BlizzCon World of Warcraft Q&A panel, and he asked a question to the Blizzard devs that would change the world of Warcraft as we knew it. Before we get started, I want to thank The Ridge for sponsoring this video. They make these sleek metallic wallets that I've absolutely fallen in love with in the past couple of months. I've personally used the burnt titanium and the aluminum gunmetal, so I recommend those personally. But there's plenty of different options or materials that you can go with. So I want you guys to take advantage of that 10% off link I have in the description box. That's www.ridgewallet.com/wavy and use code WAVY to get 10% off your whole order, and that comes with free worldwide shipping, so check it out. Anyways, on to the red shirt guy story. The day was October 22nd, 2010. The location, the Anaheim Convention Center in Anaheim, California. It was day one of BlizzCon and close to 27,000 people were in attendance. The convention was going well, but it was a noticeably quieter BlizzCon compared to BlizzCons of the past. This was directly related to the fact that this BlizzCon had no new game announcements. World of Warcraft Cataclysm was announced at BlizzCon 2009, Starcraft 2 had released earlier in the year, and Diablo 3 had been announced previously but was still a work in progress. BlizzCon 2010 was basically used as a platform to update the fans on development and features to expect in those respective games rather than to deliver hype with a big game reveal announcement. And I think this more calm atmosphere surrounding this 2010 BlizzCon facilitated the events to take place that would allow our star to shine through. That afternoon around 3 p.m. the World of Warcraft Quests and Lore question and answer panel would begin. This panel in particular, hosted by Alex Afrasiabi and Chris Metzen, aimed to take questions from audience members about the lore of World of Warcraft and tease the audience about where the story might be going in the future. It's important to keep in mind these two men hosting the panel here would be probably the best people to ask at Blizzard about Warcraft lore. Alex was the lead world designer for World of Warcraft at the time and had created many of the quests within World of Warcraft, and Chris Metzen is credited with coming up with much of the overarching story behind Warcraft stretching all the way back to the mid-90s, so these guys should certainly know their stuff. As the panel begins, the hosts begin to answer questions asked by the players in line one by one. Questions range from, how is this character's storyline going to be resolved, or what can we expect story-wise in the next expansion, stuff like that. Then after cycling through about a dozen or so people, the next person in line steps up. Enter the red shirt guy. It's a chubby red-haired teenager with a mild case of acne wearing a red shirt. And as far as BlizzCon standards go, this isn't anything too outside of the ordinary. But the following interaction between this kid and the panelists would wind up turning this guy into a legend. And here's that magical moment.
Hello. I just finished reading The Shattering yesterday.
Good man.
And I noticed something. It said that Falstad Wildhammer was going to be on the Council of Three Hammers, but in the beta it's Kurdrin Wildhammer, and Falstad is not in the game at all. What happened to him?
Isn't Falstad dead? From Day of the Dragon? No?
No, he survived, and in fact, he was the leader of Airy Peak in Vanilla WoW through Wrath of the Lich King.
Right, of course. Right. Yeah, Alex, what's up with that?
Thanks for pointing that out. We're gonna get that fixed.
Thank you.
Bet.
So these two men on stage who were supposed to be lore masters of World of Warcraft lore, being that they are the ones who are literally making the game, got called out by this red shirt wearing kid for having a lore inconsistency in their own universe. And let me break down this lore inconsistency in more digestible terms for you. The robotic sounding red shirt guy had made the astute observation that the leader of an in-game dwarven faction called the Wildhammer Dwarves, according to pre-established lore, should have been a dwarf named Falstad Wildhammer, instead of the current in-game Wildhammer dwarf leader, Kurdran Wildhammer. After informing Alex and Chris about the lore inconsistency, Alex made a promise to Redshirt Guy to fix it and thank the kid. After thanking them back, Redshirt Guy would take his place amongst the cheering audience and sit for the remainder of the panel, and the details of this interaction would begin to spread by word of mouth around BlizzCon. Tales of a monotone sounding red shirt wearing kid recalling an obscure piece of Warcraft lore to school the developers inadvertently became the hypest moment of that year's BlizzCon. After the convention ended, a clip of the interaction between Redshirt Guy and the panelists was uploaded to YouTube. The clip made the front page of Reddit's gaming subreddit and would get a couple million views on YouTube in just a matter of days. Redshirt Guy had become a massive sensation in the gaming world practically overnight. While there were some people that made fun of his appearance and robotic sounding voice, many praised his knowledge of the game and admired his courage for going up on stage and correcting Blizzard on their lore mistake. Love him or hate him though, the Redshirt Guy had ascended to living meme status at this point. On October 29th, Redshirt Guy himself would address those who were mocking him for his robotic sounding voice in a video uploaded to his YouTube channel. The video is called Redshirt Guy Speaks Out, and here's the clip.
Hello, I am what the internet has dubbed the Red Shirt Guy. I have made this video for a few reasons. First, to clarify on my voice. As you can see here, I am talking normally. I sounded so strange in the initial video because 1, I was really nervous, and 2, as I was talking, I could hear how strange my voice was sounding on the microphone speakers. And that made me even more nervous, making my voice sound weirder. Secondly, I would like to clarify on a debate that's been going on in the comments about whether or not I have some sort of mental illness. I indeed have Asperger's syndrome. There, you don't have to argue about it anymore. That is partially why my voice sounded so robotic when it's nervous. Fortunately, I have a minor to mild case, so it's not as bad as some might be. Just wanted to get that out. Also, I will not say my World of Warcraft character's name because I do not want to be constantly messaged. But I will say my World of Warcraft guild's name. They are Carpe Imperium on Malfurion US. If you are interested in World of Warcraft, which I know many people who actually like the video and are not just making fun of me are, and are on the Malfurion realm, you should give them a message. Thank you.
And the response to this Redshirt Guy video sort of explaining what had happened that day received overwhelmingly positive feedback. You're a legend born in World of Warcraft, just like Leroy Jenkins. Thumbs up, my friend. You are awesome, Redshirt Guy. Keep up the good work and keep Blizzard devs on the straight and narrow. You are legendary, man. Your attention to details in the lore is amazing. Keep up the good work. You're a beast. So now that we've briefly covered the spread of Redshirt Guy online as like this living meme, let's take a look back at that promise that Alex Afrasiabi made to Redshirt Guy.
Yeah, Alex, what's up with that?
Thanks for pointing that out. We're gonna get that fixed.
Thank you.
Bet.
Would he end up going through with it? Alex promised that Blizzard would go back and fix the in-game mistake and replace Kurdran Wildhammer, who represented the Wildhammer clan in the dwarven capital city of Ironforge, with Falstad Wildhammer, as the lore properly dictated. Well, a couple weeks post BlizzCon on November 3rd, in the latest patch of the World of Warcraft Cataclysm beta, Kurdran Wildhammer was indeed replaced with Falstad Wildhammer and was now the leader of the Wildhammer Dwarves. Thanks to Redshirt Guy, the lore mistake was now corrected. And to further pay homage to Redshirt Guy and his legendary question, Blizzard did the unexpected. Blizzard would actually create a dwarven NPC which stands next to Falstad Wildhammer called Wildhammer Fact Checker. Yep, because of the question that Redshirt Guy asked at BlizzCon and the subsequent events that followed, Blizzard essentially put Redshirt Guy into the game. To this day, both Falstad Wildhammer and the Wildhammer Fact Checker can be found in the throne room of Ironforge. And fun fact, if a Horde player kills the Wildhammer Fact Checker, the loot he drops is a red shirt. A round of applause to Blizzard on that one. It would later be revealed that Red Shirt Guy's real name is Ian Bates, and he was just 17 when he asked the question that changed World of Warcraft all the way back in 2010. Ian would return a year later to BlizzCon in 2011, where he got a hug from Chris Metzen and asked another question and thanked the devs for adding him into the game. And since then, he has appeared at the lore Q&A panel for every BlizzCon with the exception of last year's 2018 convention, where interestingly enough, another guy wearing a red shirt became a living meme after giving his reaction to the Diablo Immortal announcement trailer.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
The last update from Ian Bates comes from an AMA on the World of Warcraft subreddit that he did on June 1st, just a few days ago. In this Reddit post, Red Shirt Guy confirms that he indeed still plays World of Warcraft and is looking forward to trying out the upcoming Classic servers, and also confirms that he will be attending BlizzCon 2019. Hey Ian, have you ever met any developers behind the scenes? They seem to know you by calling you with your first name. P.S. Are you going to attend this year BlizzCon? If so, are you going to ask any question? We missed you last year. I have met several developers in the past, but not recently. I've never really thought about having a favorite dev. I am going to attend BlizzCon this year. I was there last year as well. I just have not been able to ask questions these last two times. While I will try to ask a question this year as I did those last two times, but I can't guarantee anything. So it looks like Red Shirt Guy is going to be at BlizzCon 2019. Who knows what kind of question he's going to ask this time around. But that, my friends, is the legend of Red Shirt Guy, the kid who would ask a question at BlizzCon, which would go on to change the world of Warcraft as we knew it. Let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comment section, and let me know who you want me to talk about next. Major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. Wavy Web Surf out. Peace.